notice throughout this trial, cameras are not allowed in the courtroom. But as you heard there, we do have audio, and we'll have that each day. And NewsNation will be following this disturbing and tragic case throughout the trial, which is expected to last 10 weeks. Trial attorney and legal analyst Misty Marris is joining us now. We're evaluating kind of each day of testimony, almost the day after as it happens, as we're doing now. The prosecution laid out their case, Misty, yesterday and tried to paint a very vivid picture of who Lori Vallow is. I want to play that for folks at home.
Money, power, and sex. That's what this case is about. The defendant, Lori Vallow used money, power, and sex, or the promise of those things, to get what she wanted. What she wanted was money, power, and sex.
And I should note, Misty, for folks at home, those pictures of Vallow and Daybell on the beach in Hawaii getting married, her kids were missing at the time. The jury will see that. How'd the prosecution do on opening arguments?
The prosecution did an excellent job. One of the most effective components was when the prosecutor showed those pictures, the hands of Chad and Lori together with wedding rings. And then what did they show? They showed pictures of the burned body of Ty Lee, JJ's body with his hands taped in front of him, and Lori and Tammy Daybell's exhumed body, putting those all together, showing that the children were missing at the time. They were planning a wedding. Chad and Lori were planning a wedding before Tammy had even died. So this was all very effective in showing that timeline and just the tragic nature of this case, painting Lori Vallow as someone who nothing was going to stand in her way with her relationship with Chad. And there's also a financial component, Marni, that was a big part of the opening statements. They collected an insurance policy and continued to collect government benefits for both of the children after they had died. So that timeline was critically important, and showing that link between the two, also very effective in the opening statement.
And we also know that Chad's former wife, Tammy, who is now dead, died of asphyxiation. At first, people had been told, or at least what was made public, was she died during her sleep. Let's give the defense a turn, because they had their chance with the jury yesterday in opening arguments. They had some important questions that they asked the jury. Let's listen.
So what happened? How did these children die? Who was involved? When did it happen? Where did it happen? Why? Why did it happen? Did she kill? Or did she assist? Or did she encourage? Or did she command? So in other words, this charge is saying they're not sure what happened.
All right, Misty, so if the prosecutors cannot answer all of those very important questions for the jury, will they have a tough time getting a conviction here?
So now we know where the defense is going. And prior to the trial, we had seen that they had actually filed alibi. So we knew that Lori Vallow was going to claim that she had an alibi for these deaths. And we discussed that that's not really effective when you have a conspiracy case, because a conspiracy case means she didn't have to be the one to actually commit the act of murder for any of the victims. She just has to either direct, encourage, assist, or participate in the deaths of those victims. So the defense here very focused on raising reasonable doubt. What they're saying is that the prosecution does not really know and is not going to be able to tell the jury what role Lori Vallow actually played in these deaths. So of course, prosecution has the burden. They're going to have to rely on putting together the puzzle and other evidence outside of what exactly happened on that night. Remember, Marni, these bodies were discovered much later. Tammy's body was exhumed. So the evidence, the body usually tells the story. So that evidence is now very difficult for prosecutors at trial. However, I think with all of the other evidence here, they're going to be able to paint that picture, and we'll see what plays out. I think the most effective evidence is going to be from the witnesses, which we'll see as the trial goes on, where Lori is specifically evading questions about where the kids are or telling lies. That's going to be very, very important to the prosecution's case.
And thank you for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find News Nation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of News Nation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.